And indeed, Lipton is too kind to bring us this segment, yet again, our lifestyle segment. Thank you, Lipton. So, today we are talking about short sleeves versus long sleeved shirts. I'm decked out in my long sleeve shirts today, but is there really any significance to wearing either short sleeve or long sleeve shirt? We've got our in-house expert. She's a regular on the show now, I can say that confidently. Miss Emma Ado-Owusu, who's an image consultant from Kobadem Image Consultants. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
It's good to see you again.
Same here.
How would you describe what you're wearing this morning? This is not so short and not so long. Is this a 3/4?
More or less. I mean,
Okay.
if it goes beyond the elbow, it is, but it's close to a 3/4.
Okay. What is the significance in wearing either a short sleeved or a long sleeve shirt?
It depends on the individual. It depends on the formality of the occasion. It depends on your body type as well, and the sort of image you want to create. These are the factors that will govern whether you want to do a short sleeve or a long sleeve. And if you want to look casual or you want to look formal,
Okay.
these can be affected by the length of your attire. Whether it's
Okay.
short sleeve or
So is it safe then to say that a long sleeve would be more suitable to a formal occasion?
Yeah.
Are you saying that if you wear a short sleeve shirt or a blouse to an occasion, then it's not so formal?
No, that's not. That's what I say. We say that these are factors that will determine. We're not saying that if you wear a short sleeve, it doesn't mean that it's formal. Indeed, short sleeves can be very formal. In most cases, they are formal. What will determine the formality will, of course, have to depend on the pattern. If they are stripe patterns, if they are opaque pattern. I'll give an example. I'll give an example. Let's say you have two gentlemen dressed in short sleeve shirt, and one of them have them, let's say, in stripes, maybe thin stripes, maybe sea blue. Obviously, that's formal. As compared to a guy in a short sleeve shirt, but with a flowery pattern.
Okay.
That is more toned down.
So the patterns are also very important.
Exactly.
What about fabric?
Fabric too.
choices?
Fabric is also very important, depending on how you want your image to look. For example, if you think you've got the biceps and you want to, show off to the girls, and how do I say, like the prints, for example, in that way, you're doing a long sleeve and you still look good to start with. So that is one way you can go about.
Are there any limitations at all when it comes to the long sleeve shirt? You did mention for short sleeve, definitely
Noted.
do without a tie. With the long sleeve, are there any limitations at all?
Yes. If you're going to do a long sleeve, it is important that it fits.
The fit.
The fit is important. If you're doing a long sleeve shirt and it does not fit and it's hanging loosely on you, they'll be asking which of your brothers handed down this to you.
Okay.
You don't want that happening. So
We're talking about shirts here,
shirts
not
here.
blouses
Looking at
or anything.
Yes.
A shirt, a formal shirt.
Yes, we're going to look at shirt, we're going to look at blouses.
Okay.
If you're going to do a long sleeve shirt, for example, ensure that it fits. And if it doesn't
How
fit,
tight should it be? How tight is fit?
it should be about maybe 1 or 2 inches.
You should be able to fit your maybe index finger and another finger
Exactly.
in.
Not so tight, they have to struggle to pull it down.
Because you see some people really struggle. They can barely even lift their arms when they're wearing a tight
It feels
shirt.
so bad for them, So it should be that way. And then secondly, it should end just at the wrist.
The
Not-
length, very important. Where exactly must it end?
Exactly here. Just 1 or 2 inches above the wrist. Not more than here.
Even with the cuff, even if it has a cuff.
Just here.
Okay.
Not this way. Trying to
And
make
definitely not shorter.
hoping that your arms will go longer. They won't. They are finished growing. So it definitely ends here, and that's it, just that way. Now, when you draw on your suit, for example, you have just about 1 or 2 inches max.
So just
Not
on your
from the
wrist, thereabout.
Yes.
Okay.
Not longer.
Must
than
it
that.
cover, if you're wearing a wristwatch, must your shirt cover your wristwatch?
Ideally, it should.
So when you want to
Ideally.
tell the time, you move your shirt back?
That's why we talk about, if you remember what we said, not too tight. But
So it's
just-
easier
yes.
to... Okay.
Exactly.
I'm getting
Well,
it.
but of course, if you think you're wearing a Rolex and you want the world to know you're wearing a Rolex, of course you can just push it out there and then hey, here I am with my Rolex. So it's up to you.
And it's fine to wear a tie with your fitted shirt?
Yes, it is. It should depend on how you want to look. I can decide to, these days, guys feel that, they wasn't like following fashion blindly. You have these days the button-down shirts, with a tiny bit of button. It looks good.
Right.
Depending on how it sits on you. These are classic designs people can look out for. Not always looking for the broad neck thing that looks, as if you're wearing a cap on your neck. No. It should look at the dimensions of your body and then decide how far or how wide you want the collars to sit on you.
Okay.
To start with.
How can we match a tie to a shirt?
Great. There are 5 rules that govern how you match a tie to a shirt. Guys, if you read Mirror newspaper, in 2 weeks' time, please pay attention. I'm going to redefine how to match your tie to your shirt. And there are 5 guidelines that you must go by. The first guideline is that if the stripes are large on the shirt, the stripes on the tie should be small.
So the opposite.
The opposite.
Large stripes, smaller stripes on the tie.
Yes.
Okay. Doesn't matter which direction the stripes are going. Should they be going down, horizontally?
It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
That's the first rule. Second rule is that if you're wearing a plain shirt, you can do all the ties in the world. That doesn't mean, of course, you should go do a bright lemon tie only in the name of fashion. Secondly, if you decide that you want to show a complete image of yourself, and let's say you want to do a brown shirt and a brown tie, ensure that there's a contrast between the tie and the shirt, so that we can see that you're wearing a tie.
In different shades of
just
the brown.
Slightly, yes, okay. Exactly. Maybe
slightly different, not too different.
Not too different.
Okay.
Because too different, then of course
then
the purpose is defeated. Right. Slightly different, so that we can see. So you can do, for example, a full brown shirt with maybe a satin, same color but in satin. Obviously, cotton and satin, you can see a difference. It still end up looking good as well. And also, like we said the first time, so that's the second one. The second one, third one is that you can do your polka dot tie and your square shirt.
Okay, not to interrupt you, but I am. Let's look at this image right here now. Is this acceptable? The striped shirts and then the checkered shirts.
It's in the same color tone.
Yes.
No. Yes. The only problem I have with that tie is that the strap should have been smaller.
Okay.
Because you notice that the square is big.
Right, the squares are big.
So if the stripes had been smaller,
okay,
it's probably
so they should have been closer together. The stripes.
Thank you. Yes, okay, closer so together. Too wide. Because already the squares in the tie, the squares on the shirt are big. Yes. Okay. So they should have been closer together, and that would have been fantastic.
Okay. All right. So back to our third rule.
Yeah. You can do your squares and you can do your polka dots, but
so you can mix prints,
which is your polka dot tie, and a square, what do you call it? The check shirt. Yes, that's what we say. Sometimes people feel that no, they don't blend. They do, but the trick, like I say, is that opposites what they attract, right. And when they are similar, they put off. So if you're doing, for example, a check shirt, ensure that the squares in the check are big, and then match them with smaller polka dotted ties.
What about the color?
The color, there must always be a color of the shirt, of the tie or shirt. Yes, they must blend. It must blend.
Okay, and then the fifth one, really quickly before my director drags us off.
The fifth one, which I'll talk about, but that's quite lengthy as well to start with. So.
Briefly, we can't just leave them hanging with 4 rules. Okay. Let's get the fifth one really quickly.
The fifth one is that if you're going to do a multicolored shirt, have one solid color tie from the multicolored shirt to blend with it.
So don't go crazy. Multicolored shirt, multicolored tie.
Got that right.
Okay. That seems pretty simple enough. But unfortunately, we did not have enough time to really exhaust this. So I'm hoping that we can come back and maybe focus more on the ladies. We kept talking about long sleeve. Girls wear long sleeve as well. I'm wearing, this is not really a shirt. Maybe, I don't know what we'd call this, a blouse?
A blouse,
or an informal shirt. I don't know.
Well, so it looks good on you because of the way you handled it.
Thank you very much. So we'll come back and do one on that one.
Thank you
very much. So this has been our lifestyle segment discussing short sleeve versus long sleeve shirts with the lovely Emma Adu Owusu, who is an image consultant from Cobadem Image Consultants. Many thanks to Lipton Tea for bringing us the segment.